Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Halayim Law Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Arakakadash. And double honors to the elder bishops, elder apostles, and the men on down at GMS that do rule well and have taught me this truth. I got a quick hit, Israel. I'm going to put some precepts and Lord's will to be edifying. Just a quick hit. I came across a video where this Edomite woman was saying some heavy stuff. She was saying some deep things, and it's all spiritual. It's all spiritual at the end of the day. And I sat back and listened to her, and I was listening to what she had to say. And she said some pretty deep things, man. It was kind of heavy. So the Lord put the spirit on me to just bring one out real quick. Okay, get one in. And I'm going to do just that. But before I do it, though, matter of fact, Slakia, I'm going to just go ahead and get the clip. And we're going to hear her out. We're going to listen to what she got to say. I'm going to pull some precepts and shut this thing on down, man. So without further ado, let's do it.
This woman just said, if the trauma of slavery lives in the epigenetics of Black people, she's a Black woman, then doesn't the evil of slave owning live in the epigenetics of white people? And I would argue, yes. My family, my heritage, I am Irish Mexican and a little bit of Germanic, but I also learned at my family reunion last year with our second cousins. Our oldest relative came over on the Mayflower and had a slave with him. Now, my grandmother married my grandpa, her being some mud of whiteness, and my grandfather being deep native Mexican. Her father was vindictively racist. His name was also Camillus, which is the most comically evil name I've ever heard. But she always says that her father's mother was the actual devil, and that we are breeding the evil out of us. And I actually feel it. I feel like a vindictive cruelty in my own mouth sometimes. I know words I could use to dismantle people, and I've learned to stop that impulse, but it only got easier when I stopped hating myself and falling in love with life and falling in love with the beauty of nature. But I think a lot of people, because they refuse to acknowledge that cruelty innate to their genetic makeup, they'll never escape it, and they will never make the conscious effort to breed it out of them. And obviously, I'm not saying you have to marry a person of color as a white person to, clean up the bloodline and the genetics. I'm saying you have to do a lot of deep and intentional work on yourself. You have to find that vein of malice and cut it at the root and suture it shut. And you just have to be aware of yourself.
There you go, man. You heard it, man. Heavy stuff. And this man, it just hit me like like a sack of potatoes, man, when she was just saying all this stuff, because it was heavy. You see, she's coming to a realization. She's understanding things. She's seeing things, man. She's realizing that she got evil just embedded in her. Her bloodline is evil, as she was saying it, and she just see and can feel that there is in her spirit to be evil, man. Okay, and and she's trying to fight it. She's realizing it, and she's trying to combat that. So kudos to this Shedemite woman, man. Okay, for coming to this realization and calling it out and noticing it. Okay, and recording a video confessing it, man. A lot of Edomites, this is extremely hard to do for them. To realize it, to see it, to feel it within them, and just bring it out. Okay, and this is heavy. Okay, so without further ado, though, let's get this. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. Okay, 7 and 13, and it reads, "Consider the work of the Most High God, for who can make that straight, which He have made crooked." Okay, so she was saying in this video, oh, we gotta breed the evil out. We gotta breed the genetics out. There's nothing you can do to get that evil up out your system. Okay, it's just the way the Lord made y'all. It's just the way the Lord made the nation, the European nation. Okay, the Edomites. Okay, the Greeks, the Romans, the Assyrians. Okay, yeah, man, this is the way He made you. You guys just got that evil in you like that. Okay, you are the children of the wicked. Okay, and this is what the Edomites need to understand. This is what the so-called white people that's everyday quote unquote white people, you need to understand your forefathers is the men of your nation is the devil. Okay, especially the elites. The elites of you is absolutely diabolical. You guys come from the lineage of evil, literally, like the literal lineage of evil. Okay, the devil, the spiritual demon Satan. You have to understand that. Okay, and there's no way you can combat that. Now she was saying, "Oh, I'm not saying you have to marry a person of color to get it out of you." I mean, well, kinda, yeah, you do. To completely disrupt the bloodline, the lineage, you kind of have to get that righteousness up in your bloodline. You kind of have to procreate with a Jake to get that up, to completely disrupt that lineage of evil up out of you, you know? And it's just, yeah, that's really what it is, though, to be honest. But without further ado, we're going to play it back and we're just going to stop her and throw some more precepts in here and do it like that. Let's go. Uh-oh, Slocky.
Of slavery lives in the epigenetics of black people. She's a black woman. Then doesn't the evil of slave owning live in the epigenetics of white people? And I would argue, yes. My family, my heritage, I am Irish, Mexican, and a little bit of Germanic, but I also...
Okay, so this is the thing, man. The Lord is not the author of confusion, okay? The Lord is not the author of confusion. You can't ask a woman in the world what her ethnicity is, what her nationality is, okay? Because she'll give you like 8 different nations of people, man. Okay, you are what your father is. It's just that damn simple. The Lord is not the author of confusion. When he's creating people, he's not going to say, hey, give me one of those mixed spirits over there that got 8 different national. No, man. Okay, you are what your father is, and that's just what that is, okay? We're not going to dive deep into that. We know this. But, okay, the father is the one that carries the bloodline and seed line, so you are what your father is. Now, I'm not saying the mother don't have no type of play in your genetic makeup, okay? But overall, you are what your father is. It's just that simple, man, okay? So, let's let her go.
Also learned at my family reunion last year with our second cousins. Our oldest relative came over on the Mayflower and had a slave with him. Now, my grandmother married my grandpa, her being some mud of whiteness, and my grandfather being deep native Mexican.
Okay, so that's the thing here. Whenever you hear an Edomite say they got some, now, to be fair, we know Jake look like all people, and we know this due to the diaspora, due to the intermingling, due to colonization, due to war. We know Jake is scattered amongst all people and is dwelling amongst all people. We know that. But whenever you hear an Edomite, for the most part, say that they got relatives that's Native American, man, that's a bunch of bullshit, man. Okay? Because of the simple fact that we know Edomites, we know the Native Americans, they call them $5 Indians, okay, where they were just claiming to be Native American, or a lot of Edomites was just claiming to be Native American so they can reap the benefits of being around the time where the Gadites were starting to get some type of reparations, okay, for all the hell Esau Edom put them through, okay? So I just want to throw that out there because that is absolutely, it just makes my blood boil when I hear Edomites say that stupid shit, okay? Because they just go off of what they heard their some of their elders in their family say. Oh, we got some Native American in us, and I'm not saying that they can't, but for the most part, overall, in the grand scheme of things, they're $5 Indians, man, $5 natives. Let's go.
Father was vindictively racist. His name was also Camillus, which is the most comically evil name I've ever heard. But she always says that her father's mother was the actual devil.
Okay, so listen here. All right, listen. It's just that lineage that of Esau Edom. Okay, it's just the lineage. Okay, your forefathers, your people. Okay, despite all of the statistics and the falsified narratives and the falsified statistics that these people want to paint on Jake. Now we know Jake. We know 2/3 of our nation is absolutely bugged out, wicked, and demonic. Okay, but they are a product of Esau Edom's vibrations on the earth, and we're not taking up for 2/3 because we condemn them as well. We know they absolutely bugged out, unbearable, and we just can't stand to be around them either. So we definitely will not sit there and take up for that. But overall, with the overall blame and the overall problem of the earth, as we know, is indeed Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. And it's just that simple. Listen, Deuteronomy 28 and 49. The Lord Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from fire, the European nation, Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. And we know the United States of America national symbol is the eagle. Okay, that was even in the Greek. That was even in the Greek Empire and the old, ancient Rome. Okay, and even as we know in the re-advised Roman Empire, which is Babylon the Great, United Snakes of America. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Okay, because listen, English is the bastard tongue. Okay, they beat that language into us and forced us to start speaking English because we were forbidden to speak our original tongue, which is the Hebrew tongue, as we know. Next verse: a nation of fierce countenance. Okay, when they get mad, you could literally see Satan all up in them. It's just, I mean, come on, man. When you get mad, when they get mad, they turn red. They already red. They turn even redder than what they are, like an apple almost, and you could literally see Satan in them. You could just see the devil all in them, man. Why do you think when they do all the best? Why do you think they're the scariest movies is the exorcism movies and the movies like the exorcism of Emily Roses and all this and all that and the paranormal activities and all that. Why do you think they play those movies the best? Because it's just in their spirit to be that anyway. Okay, so they're just it's just more of a manifestation of who they are as people. That's why they are so scary in those movies, man. Okay, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. These people is absolutely diabolical. Okay, and she said that she said that her grandmother was the actual. Well, no, she's not the actual devil. She's just the daughter of Satan is all it is. She's not the actual devil. We know the quote unquote white man is the devil. All right, it's just that simple. All right, so let's let her go.
And that we are breeding the evil out of us. And I actually feel it. I feel like a vindictive cruelty in my own mouth sometimes.
There you go. This is amazing, man. She is literally confessing it. She just said she feel it. She just said she feel it in her soul and her own mouth and her own heart. Is in her spirit to be like that. Okay. So when you see Edomites being overly racist, being hyper racist, being hyper evil, hyper demonic, it's just in their spirit to be the way they are. So you really can't get too upset with them about it for being that way, because it's just the way the Lord made them, man. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way the Lord. It's just the perfect balance of the Lord. There has to be good on the earth. There has to be evil on the earth. Jake represent the good. Esau represent the evil. It's just that simple, man. Psalms 64 and 8, and it reads, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Well, by her doing this, coming with this confession like this, which is absolutely amazing. And I give her applause for doing this. And we're seeing more and more Edomites come out and just bring out the truth, man, about their lineage, about how they feel in their spirit, and they just coming out with more and more truthful confessions and truthful videos, man. And this is ultimately due to the spirit of the Lord that's bringing out this truth, all on just on the highways and hedges and on the internet. Okay, it's just spawning so much truthful videos and content all over the earth, man. All right, so I'm just gonna grab a few more and close it out, Israel. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. It wasn't meant to be nothing deep or long, just a quick hit. And Lord's word is edifying. So let's let her keep going.
I know words I could use to dismantle people, and I've learned to stop that impulse, but it only got easier when I stopped hating myself. And
okay, so that was deep too. So Edomites, for the most part, yeah, they hate themselves, man. Okay, they just do. I mean, for the most part, obviously, I mean, I believe the women is a lot better off than the men is, obviously, because the Edomite, man, without money and materialistic things, they ain't got shit going for themselves. They don't got no swag, no drip, no charisma, no just nothing, man. They don't have it. They don't really have. They have to steal the drip off of Jake to have some type of flavors, to have some type of salt. Okay, that's what they are. They have always done that, man. That's secular knowledge at this point. That's not nothing new. Everybody knows that. All right, but they do hate themselves. Now, the woman obviously is a lot more better off, as we know, because they're women and they can, figure out ways to beautify themselves and love themselves and do this and get this surgery or get that surgery or get this makeup or get that. They could find things to compensate for them feeling like that eternally. Okay, but Esau, but the men cooked through, and we know there is so much shameful spewing upon their glory going on right now. There's just they're out of there, man. We are truly at the end of Esau's age, eon. Okay, look, Sirach 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There you go, man. Okay, he's evil to himself. He don't love his damn self. Esau do not love himself, man. He can't take pleasure in his goods because a lot again, the shameful spewing is upon his glory, man. Okay. Yes, he's in rulership. He's at the very tail end of it. Okay, Luke 21:24, to the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Listen, so much shameful spewing is coming upon this man's glory. The X Files, the Epstein Files, them being found out on a global scale that they're PDF followers, SEX traffickers, blood drinkers, and just the fucking devil of the earth, man. They can't enjoy or take pleasure in their goods. Okay, so I'm gonna grab one more and close this thing on out. Let's go.
Falling in love with life and falling in love with the beauty of nature. But I think a lot of people, because they refuse to acknowledge that cruelty innate to their genetic makeup, they'll never escape it, and they will never make the conscious effort to breed it out of them. And obviously,
you can't breed it out of them. You can't breed it out. As long as there's Edomite men on the earth, there's going to continue to be evil on the earth. As long as there are Edomites on the earth, there will continue to be evil on earth. Okay, it's time for a reset. Okay, it needs the Israelite man has to be in rulership for the earth to be at peace again, for the earth to be healthy again, healed. Okay, for the food not to be defiled, for the water not to be defiled, for the air not to be defiled. Okay, so the earth could flourish again, man, and not just be a fucking hazardous biohazard everywhere you go. Okay, this is what has to happen. Okay, but listen, this is the book of Romans. I'm gonna grab this in closing, 9 and 20, and it reads. Let's start from 21. Slakia. Let's start from 19. Romans 9 and 19. Though will say then unto me, why do he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nobody can resist the will of the Lord, man. Whether on the left hand side or the right hand side. Nobody can resist the will of the Lord. 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thus made me thus? Why hast thou made me thus? Okay, so we know Esau, Edom is the devil the Bible speaks of, but he can't change how the Heavenly Father made him. That's just like if you create a character or you make an action figure, and you make the action figure evil. The evil action figure can't look back and say, "Oh, why did you make me evil?" You can't. You can't question the creator. Okay, it's just that simple. 21. Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? There you go, man. The Edomites is the vessels that was made onto dishonor. It's just that simple. It's all over it's all in your face. It's all in your face. Okay, and this lady here, okay, she helped bring even more of it to the forefront, man. It's just that simple. We know Esau Edom we know the self-proclaimed white man is the vessels made of dishonor, man. Just look at everything that they fucking do. They do some of the most despicable, most disgusting, nastiest shit known to mankind, man. And that's just right in front of your face. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Hope was edifying and exhortating. I'm gonna shut it down and give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, shalom to the next one. Shalom.
Like, I'm not saying you have to marry a person of color as a white person to, like, clean up the bloodline and the genetics. I'm saying you have to do a lot of deep and intentional work on yourself. You have to find that vein of malice and cut it at the root and suture it shut. And you just have to be aware of yourself. This